time that I have not had time to myself like this to basically live vlog with you guys. My family and I have been just really going through the works, through trying times, and honestly, it's pretty incredible when you have the Holy Spirit within you, because even through the most difficult of circumstances, that's how God really does bless people. For example, my husband and I are going through some incredibly difficult times right now. But I know with all, God in the center and at the top of everything, all things work out for our good. And so, that's just what we're gonna do. And you know, my husband is facing a very big storm right now. Um, and part of it is from, you know, the aftermath of his diabetes and things like that. But I did find a possible cure for it, so I'm pretty stoked about that, because with that cure, what it will do is it will strengthen his immune system, and so that will automatically basically make it to where he kind of regains the immune strength that is necessary in order to be fine. And I believe with some muscular facial therapy, he should be all right. But again, with God, all things are possible, and without God, who knows where we would be. And even though we are facing, a difficult time right now, I know that we're gonna make it out on top because we got God at the center of our marriage. We got God covering our children, and His mercy and grace, it really is made new each and every single day of our lives. Um, me personally, I think, you know, uh, I've been facing like some, like ups and downs, but nothing like extraordinary. If you've been a loyal follower of mine, you know that I got a narcissistic mom, and by now you would have known that like 2 weeks ago she was just consistently attacking me. Well, long story short, I just unblocked her without her knowing. I just wanted to see if she would, invite, any kind of text message, but it seems like that's not gonna happen. Number one, because she doesn't have that, in her character, and number two, why is my strap doing that? Sorry. Um, and then number two, it's not in her nature to do stuff like that. With any narcissistic person, just generally speaking, excuse me, you know, things like that just don't happen like that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, one of the things when I came to God that I had to let go of was cursing. I used to talk like a truck driver. And what else? Um, I was just really all over the place, if that makes sense. And I know that coming to Christ was probably one of the best decisions that I could have made in my life, because through him I was able to heal emotionally, physically, and I'm now a mom of 5 wonderful kids. Even though at times they get kind of to be a bit much, they're still really good kids. And I think just in general, it's a blessing to have them, despite the challenges that come along. Yeah, but you know what? With every single parent, there's different challenges that face each and every single one of us. There are no two parents out there, excuse me, who are the same. Yes, I am in my bed, if you're wondering. It's just kind of a more comfortable place for me to be. Um, right now, I am actively, trying to investigate, you know, possible cures for what my husband is going through. So I found one. A lot of it is probiotics, um, multivitamins to strengthen the immune system, because as soon as I'm successfully able to strengthen his immune system, I have very, very strong feeling that this will clear up. I also feel that this in part was um, connected to, I don't know, just his diabetes. I feel like there's a connection between these two diseases. He also made a comment as well this morning that a lot of folks that face diabetic episodes often and most frequently do come down with a subsequent ailment, such as that one that he's facing. I will be posting some information about that condition, but not as it pertains to him specifically, just in general. Because I feel like so many of you guys have no idea that diabetes can offset a haywire of different ailments. And I just feel like you guys really need to be aware. You guys really, really, really gotta, you just gotta know. And not everything, and believe my words, because I've seen what the westernized medical community can do for people, and I have seen the work, the very wondrous works of homeopathic doctors. Like I've previously said in a few of my vlogs, I was offered a job to go to work for the World Health Organization. But I let this gentleman know right then and off the back that I was not going to go work for a corrupt agency. I am here to serve the community and God's true people. And that's just what it was going to be. I just feel like if I just couldn't be dishonest with you guys, first of all. And a lot of what these people with these agencies do are they have to sign a binding contract basically stating that they cannot say the truth. So therefore, if they slip up or if they do, they can therefore be fired and have a lot more severe consequences. And so I just can't do that. As a mom of 5, freedom fighting patriot myself, I just cannot. I know, right? I just can't, hide the truth from you guys. I can't do that. Like I told my sister-in-law, this morning, I can't conceal the truth. I will. Here's the thing with the issue that I have with westernized medicine. Girl! Anyways, disruptions. Sorry, my baby girl is here. And my oldest daughter. And so the issue that I have with westernized medicine, and if you're wondering, that's freaking Gorilla Glue in my hair. Gel, I mean, rather. But anyways, so basically the issue that I got with Western medicine is that they will pop you a pill, they'll pop you a script, and it doesn't even give you a cure to what you got going on. It drives me livid, y'all. You guys got no idea. So basically what the Western medical community and most of the vast majority of these doctors do is they basically just mask your symptoms and send you on your way because it's fast and it's easy to do. They do not and will not cure you for real. Unless you got a broken bone, unless you got some internal organ that, you need immediately out, or it's like a life-death situation, they won't touch you. They will not touch you for the life of you. And that makes me really angry for a lot of different reasons. Okay, I have personally lost, I believe, 4 different loved ones because the Western medical community didn't want to do nothing, in fact, for them. And if I had studied medicine a little bit sooner, I would have, in fact, been in a position to save their lives as I am now. So I do kind of, and I know I got to give it to God, because it's not my fault that they died and got sick and all this stuff. But I do feel like if I had studied natural medicine sooner, my loved ones would actually, in fact, still be alive. So no, I'm not directly per se blaming myself. Emma, she wants one. Um, I'm not blaming myself. I'm just simply saying like I feel bad cuz baby put on the ground. Because if I had studied sooner, my aunt that passed from brain cancer would still be here. My aunt that had lung and brain cancer, they all would have been here. Simple as the fact that I studied soon enough. Uh, Go on the floor. And so, I would have been in a better position to be, you know, helping them, but they passed away. And unfortunately, obviously, once someone dies, as everybody obviously is really well aware, there's no coming back. And that's just what it is. But I have dedicated I think the rest of my life to finding cures and to helping those who truly, genuinely need the help. I don't think I will ever, ever, ever go to work for any of these backwards agencies. Simple as the fact that I know God's true people really do need the help, and that's exactly, what I intend to do. Um, I think that what happened to loved ones is really unfortunate, and things like that constantly happen. Like typically, when you lose a loved one in an accident, that's when things tend to be a little bit more shocking and a little bit more scary, right? But when it's something medical, like a medical condition that you, like people can literally cure themselves at home, but due to our eyes being closed, spiritually we have a veil over our eyes until we come to Christ, or you can choose to be a part of the damned and the fallen. It's truly your personal decision. Do you want to have a connection to the divine, or you just want to fall altogether? It's on an individual basis. But I don't blame myself. I just feel guilty to some extent because if I had done this sooner, they all would have been here. You know what I mean? But I mean, it's okay, and I'm glad that my aunts and my cousins and my uncles, they're resting in peace with the Lord. I find closure in that for sure. And it's just an unfortunate thing. Now let's fast forward to today. My mom is struggling, to survive. She had cancer in her neck, and then from her, cancer in her neck, it just seems like other body parts were attempting to shut down without her even being really truly aware of it. And I told her alkalized diet all the way because that right away it will reduce a lot. Recently, I discovered that turmeric root by itself is a cancer fighting agent. Okay? And so that and olive oil, whoo, that will do it for you. It will reverse it, it will stop it, and it will save your life. And again, like I specified a minute ago, if I had known these things sooner, my loved ones would still be here. Unfortunately, I don't know why the light went off in my head so many years down the line, but that's how it happened. And unfortunately, it took me to lose my loved ones, and be devastated for me to really get off my rear side and really start, looking into these things. And this is why I am in a lot better place to support my husband and the things that he's presently facing, his storm. And with all, like I've said since the beginning of this vlog, with God all things are possible. I truly do believe that, and I know God will answer our prayers. And I know that if this is something that excuse me, if this in fact is something that God is putting my family and my husband through, he'll bring him through it, and we'll end up on the top of things. So far I have found a couple of different things that I actually think that will help my husband's immune system, and therefore possibly cure, if not completely eliminate this condition that he's going through right now, apart from the regular diabetes. Now if y'all need to lower your blood sugar, your insulin, you need to regulate all that, Olive oil and lemon will do that for you. Cinnamon pills will actually do you wonders. Jackfruit, soursop. You gotta buy the original soursop, not the drink. But that those things are usually found in China. The soursop, it's a nightmare to find here in the U.S. And with the turn of things right now, I just don't see that happening. So your next best bet is jackfruit, olive oil with lemon, or you could do the other one. You could do the olive oil, lemon, and honey. Which, if you add all three of those, it will boost your immune system and it will treat those other things as well. And of course, you must take these things on an empty stomach first thing in the morning or before you go to bed. And just make sure you don't eat before it. And if you take it, you gotta wait 20 minutes after you take it to begin to be able to eat. Also, I should mention that the olive oil with lemon drops, that one is a appetite suppressant as well, so you will lose a lot of weight. I just caution you to not get too carried away or too excited or whatever. Some of the things that the olive oil with lemon drops does is it gets rid of the free radicals in your brain, which is heavy metal toxins, things that your brain just doesn't need. Basically, anything that can cause brain cancer, it will get rid of that and it will prevent it from even starting. It will regulate insulin and blood sugar. It will help your immune system. It aids weight loss. It does so many things. And I'm sure, I am positive I am missing out a whole handful of them. So if you really need to know the other ones that will affect the olive oil with lemon, you can go check on YouTube as well. And look up olive oil and lemon remedies. And under there, it should show you the added benefits apart from the ones that I've forgotten or missed out for whatever reason. And maybe it really took, unfortunately, for me to be heartbroken, and maybe it took, God to move through me to devastate me like that, to that point, to where it shook me to want to find the cure. It took me to a place where I didn't want to look back. It prompted me to start studying natural holistic medicine, and thus this is why we are where we are at today. No matter what the devil throws towards my family's way, nothing will break us because we got the Holy Spirit. And I know with God, everything is possible. And what God brings you to, He'll bring you through. Believe it. I do. And so I know that, boosting his immune system, treating the blood sugar and insulin, all that will help him to heal and really quickly. Again, it's just holding on to faith. It is, staying strong emotionally and physically. I just got up this morning, like at I think 9 o'clock. I worked out. Immediately after I worked out, my daughter, me, and my older son, all three of us went to the grocery store, picked up my husband's things, got his medication, came home, dropped everything off, and then we hit back up the street again. After the fact, we went to a convenience store. We went and got my husband some coffee because it's the only thing that kind of soothes his anxiety. So we got him some cup of coffee, and we went to the store, bought a couple more things. Then we've been home ever since. We just haven't gone anywhere else. And I'm kind of hoping that we can just take the kids to the park and just come call it a day. And like I said, even though we got some hard times befalling us right now, there's nothing the devil's going to throw our way to drop our success. Sometimes in life, failure is necessary to prompt your success. So for all you youth and all you children that are out there in school, just because you get a failing grade, just because you get a D, C, or F, does not make you a failure or a bad person. Leave that mentality out of the door, okay? And start looking at yourself in this perspective. Hey, I may have gotten an F, a C, or a D, but I know with God, all things are possible, and He's going to move me to an A. And I know that just because I didn't do good this time around, there will be a next time, and I will do better. Okay? And that is just what it is. Sometimes the greatest scientists, the
most brightest uh, professors and teachers across the globe will tell you failure is the pretense to success. And in my story, as it pertains to me, losing my loved ones, and most recently, my uncle um, passed away. I lost my beloved cousin Bob. I have lost so many people in my family that I have loved so dearly and cherished. And that is, in fact, I believe what prompted me to want to study medicine more so that I can prevent people from having massive heart attacks, so that I can be the reason why people are successful with their health. I can be that inspiration to you guys. And let me tell you, I came from, when I was young, I came from a place of, a depression. I just felt this world of uncertainty. Like, oh my goodness, am I gonna make it? Who knows where I'm gonna end up? God, please just keep me from everything bad. Who knows? And glory be to God, I met my husband. We got married. We've been married for almost 20 years. We have faced every trial in our marriage and in our lives in general, personally, on a personal level. And guess what? With God, everything is possible. We have still managed to end up on the top, and nothing and nobody will stop that. Period. Not no family members, not no clown excuse of coworkers, not no clown excuse of friends. Nobody. Because with God, everything is possible, and I firmly believe that. And as it pertains to health, I have begun my rigorous mission to finding cures. And if you guys are wondering what exclusively my husband's storm is presently, he was just diagnosed with Bell's palsy 2 days ago, on top of having diabetes. Now, thankfully, his diabetes is not too bad. He's not like my dad where he, gotta check his, sugar constantly and to be injecting himself. He's not to that point. And thank God. I'm blessed for that. But I have found some solutions to regulate and balance his blood sugar and insulin. So his diabetes is not that great of a concern to me. But what more is of concern is the Bell's palsy. For you guys who don't know, cerebral palsy is the actual medical term. Bell's palsy exclusively refers to the facial bone structure and muscular as well. But through every storm, we face it to make us stronger and to end up out on the top, because that is what God intended us to do. And as such, I am going to help with the help of God and His direction, and with my inspiration and motivation and determination to study natural holistic medicine. I'm going to continue my journey into studying and discovering cures, and I'm going to cure my husband from this. Because nothing that the devil sends our way will stop us, period. I said what I said. And with God, like I said from the beginning, everything is possible. Ain't nothing that this delusional, sick devil is going to send our way that's going to stop that. And I got so many testimonies of times where I could have fallen and I could have just stayed down, being down. I could have been hooked on drugs. I could have been hooked on alcohol. I could have been I would have just really been a done deal. There were so many. But with God, everything is possible. And He really transformed my life personally. He transformed my husband's life, and just so much more. And so I'm going to continue this path of success. I'm going to continue to look for things to cure my husband. And I will be continuously giving you guys updates on his condition, so you guys can see as well that, with natural medicine, it takes a little bit longer because it's nature, and that's fine. But the thing is to stay consistent, to keep faith, and to stay strong, and to be repetitive. That's all. These Western doctors, all they do is literally pop a pill to mask your freaking symptoms. It drives me insane. But they're trained by a BS community, so and I'm not gonna take my words back, because truly these physicians And these associates from these countless medical associations knew what they were doing. They wouldn't just be popping you guys pills and masking your symptoms. They will literally be curing you. So no, I don't take that back. In fact, I'll go on to say that nature works. So y'all should learn to trust in God, his people, and their ways. And trust me, you don't gotta fear nature. There's nothing invasive, nothing horrifying, nothing scary. When necessary, sometimes getting an IV or something like that is necessary to kind of restore you, but not always. So you gotta know when they're kind of bending your finger backwards, and you gotta know when these doctors or nurses are trying to pull a fast one on you as well. Don't let them mistreat you guys. Please don't. Understand that there are people who are aware of what's going on, and I am one of them. So please reach out and don't be afraid. Love you, fam.